My beloved friend, I want you to lean in closely now, because what I am about to share with you transcends the ordinary and touches the divine blueprint of your life. This is not a casual message, but a holy secret unfolding specifically for you, placed into the atmosphere by the careful hand of the Creator. It's a revelation about a profound and sacred connection that is actively drawing closer to you, even at this very moment. If you stay with me until the very end, your heart will understand the beautiful, deeply personal reason why you were chosen for this rare and extraordinary calling. You are being positioned for an alignment with someone the world already knows intimately, a face admired, a voice celebrated across continents, a name that carries a weight of influence and recognition. Yes, that person, the one who seems to inhabit a world entirely separate from your own. The world sees their glamour, their success, their public image, but the world misses the quiet truth that resides deep within their soul. They are in their own way waiting, what no one, no fan, no colleague, no headline writer, knows is this: their spirit has already recognized and reached out for yours. Their heart has felt the invisible magnetic pull that can only be explained as divine. This is not some random wish or a simple coincidence of timing. This is the precise, intentional choreography of heaven. This is a moment where the spiritual realm intersects perfectly with your everyday reality, proving that your journey is anything but accidental. Remember the powerful, comforting words from the prophet Jeremiah. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. This connection was stamped into your destiny long before you ever took your first breath. Every delay you experienced, every moment of silence you endured while waiting for love, every season of heartbreak you overcame, none of it was in vain. God was meticulously preparing you for such a time as this. The threads of fate are now tightening, pulling two separate lives into one single, magnificent moment. This celebrated individual, whom the masses praise, will soon see you, but not through the shallow lens of public opinion. They will see you as the answer, the one their weary, searching soul has been quietly yearning for all along. They will look past the visible and recognize the undeniable truth and purity of your spirit. But here is the vital instruction you must heed. You cannot rush this process. Do not shout this from the rooftops. Do not run to share this sacred promise with the world. Your assignment is to carry this revelation with a quiet, profound trust. Think of the Virgin Mary, who, upon receiving the angel's stunning news, treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. You, too, must hold this promise in sacred stillness. This divinely orchestrated beginning will commence in silence. It may start with an unscripted glance, an unexpected message, or a brief moment where their words, simple as they may seem, carry more weight than you can imagine. This person will instantly recognize the strength, the authenticity, and the unique, hidden light within your spirit. And when it begins to unfold, your duty is to protect it. You must nurture this budding connection in the stillness, away from the demanding glare and the noise of the world, because only the promise that is allowed to take root in quiet faith can rise and endure in glory. The ancient wisdom from Ecclesiastes reminds us, there is a time to be silent and a time to speak. Ecclesiastes 3:7. Right now, beloved, this is your time to be still, to trust the process, and to prepare your heart to receive this holy gift. As you consciously choose to step into this beautiful, divine calling, I invite you to inwardly declare your readiness and belief. You can affirm this truth in your own spirit, knowing that this message was sent specifically to confirm what you already sensed. You are seen by heaven. You are deeply chosen for this purpose, and the love story that God is writing for you one that transcends fame and status, is just now truly beginning. Listen carefully, beloved. There is a deep, resonant stirring in the unseen realm, a whisper emerging from behind the glittering curtain of public life. It concerns a name that is known globally, adored by millions, yet a name that conceals a quiet, private ache that only a few, or perhaps only God, ever perceive. You recognize their face immediately. You've witnessed their success and the light they project to the world. The world celebrates their every achievement, but what the crowds cannot see is the subtle emptiness that sometimes lingers after the applause fades, or the deep weariness that settles when the day ends. The world admires the image from afar, but heaven sees only a complete picture being formed, a picture that requires one more essential piece. That individual, the one whose fame precedes them, has been longing for something profoundly real, a connection built on soul, not status. And what they are truly, unknowingly, longing for is you. Every moment you felt overlooked, every time you questioned why true, soul, deep love hadn't found you yet, it was never rejection. It was, in fact, an intricate, focused preparation. Heaven was not holding back on your blessing. It was meticulously aligning every circumstance for something rare, sacred, and perfectly timed. The prophetic word is clear, for still the vision awaits its appointed time. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. Habakkuk 2:3. Your wait was not punishment, but the essential time needed for the seed of this destiny to mature. And now that sacred time is almost upon you. Their soul has already felt the energetic brush of yours. Perhaps this manifested as an unusually vivid dream, a sudden, powerful spiritual stirring, or an unexplainable feeling of restlessness that recently settled upon your heart. Know that this feeling is not yours alone. They feel it too, a nameless pull towards an unknown peace. Even though they have not spoken your name aloud, your presence has already registered deeply within their spirit. Do not allow your attention to be distracted now. The veil between the spiritual promise and the physical manifestation is thinning rapidly. This person has not been searching for more fans or more fleeting attention. They have been searching for the one soul who can see them beyond the blinding spotlight, the one who looks past the polished image and into the vulnerable truth of their being. And that person, beloved, is you. They are not drawn to your public status or what the world might say about you. They are drawn to what God has hidden and cultivated deep inside you, a purity, a genuine light, and a truth that they have been unconsciously waiting to finally discover. Soon, far sooner than you currently anticipate, there will be an unexpected but simple moment. It will be an encounter that looks outwardly ordinary, a few words exchanged, a shared moment of silence, but it will carry the unmistakable fingerprint of heaven. It will not be broadcasted. It will not be a loud event. It will begin small, quiet, and sacred, because the most powerful, life-changing stories never shout their beginning. They only ever whisper. Remember the story of David, how God chose him not for his outward strength or commanding appearance, but for the posture of his heart. The scripture says, "The Lord does not look at the things people look at." People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. In exactly the same way, this celebrated person will be drawn to and see your heart before the world even begins to catch wind of the connection. This is why you must become a fierce protector of this unfolding story. What is planted in the deep silence of faith must be guarded with unwavering vigilance until it has the strength to stand on its own. You must resist the urge to expose the seed before it has fully rooted and matured. The book of Proverbs advises us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Guard this beginning like the most precious treasure you possess. This connection will not follow the script of the scandalous, fleeting headlines you read about. It will not be defined by flashing cameras or dramatic public announcements. Instead, it will be holy in its profound quietness, a meaningful conversation that extends for hours, an effortless connection that feels as if it has existed for a lifetime. This is the unhurried, steady, sacred way that God writes the truest love stories. The world around you may not understand it. They will dismiss it as pure coincidence and search for logical explanations, but you will know the truth because you heard it first. Your heart was not only waiting, but it was being carefully prepared. You, my friend, are being called into a profound love story that doesn't need external validation to be absolutely real. It only needs to be protected, covered, and cherished in your quiet faith. Behind the sophisticated cameras, behind the facade of their perfect public smiles, this famous individual has been waiting, not for someone who is outwardly impressive, but for someone who is genuinely, beautifully true. And God has chosen your quiet, authentic spirit to fill that aching, quiet space in their soul that fame and fortune could never possibly touch. Do not allow any space for doubt to creep into your mind. Do not listen to the enemy's whispers of unworthiness. You are not too ordinary for this. You are anointed. You are being hidden and preserved for a purpose greater than you can currently imagine. The scripture reminds us, you are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. But until the appointed perfect moment, you must indeed be hidden. The foundation of this connection is already forming, not in the social media feeds, but in the spiritual realm. The thread of destiny is now pulling tighter. The moment of the meeting is drawing closer every day, and when it finally occurs, it will feel like the most natural, profound experience of simply coming home. But for now, hold steady, hold on to your faith. Trust the precise unfolding of the process. Very soon you will meet this person, but you will encounter them not as a fan standing in admiration, and certainly not as someone beneath them. You will meet them as the soul they have been searching the world for. The love story that others will only dream of will quietly and beautifully become yours. And when it does, you will look back on this exact moment, the moment God whispered the truth to your heart before it unfolded, and you will understand. So, guard this word carefully in your heart. Keep it sacred and protected, because what is coming next is holy, set apart for a purpose. Do not scroll away. The divine realm is actively intertwining with your reality right now, revealing a profound design that the world's logic cannot possibly explain. There is an individual, famous, adored, constantly seen, yet rarely known, whose life appears to be flawless. Their life seems to be a non-stop sequence of applause, lights, and endless praise. Yet, when the external noise finally dies down and the room settles into quiet, there is a hollow space within them that they and their success cannot fill. That specific, vital space, beloved, has been specifically reserved by heaven for you. Yes, you, the one whose peace they will seek. Their soul has been waiting, searching not for an external fix, but for genuine peace, unwavering truth, and a connection that runs deeper than the flash of a spotlight. Even though your physical paths have not yet merged, your spirits have already touched. You have sensed it in your deepest quiet moments, those unexpected thoughts, the dreams that felt like visits, the sudden, unshakable knowing that something monumental is approaching. These stirs of your soul were not coincidences. They were gentle, unmistakable signals confirming that God has already set the plan in motion. you must stay anchored in faith, because what is being planted and prepared right now must be protected from premature exposure. This connection will not announce itself with headlines or dramatic pronouncements. No, this sacred story will begin in a quiet stillness, like the soft dew gathering on morning grass, gentle, pure, and holy. It may be a simple glance, a message that stands out, a moment that doesn't look like destiny but feels exactly like it in your soul. And when it comes, your sacred duty is to guard it. Do not attempt to harvest the fruit before God's timing has brought it to ripeness. You must allow the story to mature in this divine stillness. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Zechariah 4:10. The love that is built carefully and quietly in faith grows roots that no storm of fame or gossip can ever shake. The world may be perplexed by it, but heaven not only understands it, but has already chosen and ordained you for it. You will not be just another admirer in their life. You will not be treated as a piece of background scenery in their highlight reel. No, when their eyes meet yours, they will instantly see not the person the world judges or defines you to be, but the one God created you to be, the one who carries an undeniable peace, not a performance, the one who offers genuine inner rest, not more noise. In your presence, they will breathe a sigh of relief. For the first time in what may feel like a very long time, they will finally feel completely seen. Remain grounded in this faith, because the door to this connection is about to swing open. It may arrive through a remarkably simple interaction, an event you almost skipped, a connection that seems accidental on the surface, but shifts the entirety of your world. But you will know. Your spirit will instantly recognize what your rational mind cannot yet explain. Just as the story of Ruth stumbling upon Boaz's field seemed like chance, but was the ordering of God's steps, so too will your encounter be, entirely unexpected, undeniably spiritual, and overflowing with divine purpose. And when this sacred beginning occurs, always remember this core truth. What is sacred must be shielded. Be slow to share it. The strongest, most enduring covenants begin in complete privacy. They are tended and nurtured in a divine, dedicated stillness. Only when the roots are deep and strong can the beautiful fruit rise safely into the open. The absolute truth is this: the encounter you have been sensing and preparing for is drawing closer than you have realized. But understand that this is more than just a love story. It is a profound divine turning point. It is the moment you will finally realize that every season of waiting you walked through was actually watering the soil of your destiny. God was never withholding His best from you. He was carefully preparing you for a unique assignment. You were not overlooked. You were strategically preserved. The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in drought, and you shall be like a watered garden. Isaiah 58:11. And now the watering of that promise is reaching its peak. This celebrated person, praised by so many yet truly known by so few, has been quietly and powerfully pulled toward the peace of your spirit. They may not yet fully understand what is happening, but there is a profound restlessness within them, a quiet whisper, and that whisper sounds unmistakably like you. Heaven has been orchestrating this meeting long before you even began to pray for it. The delays were the refining process. The quiet, hidden seasons were the necessary preparation. Your steps have never been random. They have been purposefully woven into a larger, magnificent design. Very soon, the spiritual thread that has connected your two souls will pull you into the same physical moment. It will be a moment that feels like instant recognition, like déjà vu, a conversation that is instantly deep and feels like a return home. To others it may look like nothing extraordinary, but to you it will be the moment the profound story began. You must stay not just in the present moment, but anchored in steady, quiet faith. Stay hidden. Don't rush the divine bloom. Let this sacred connection unfold in silence, perfectly protected and pure, because what God is building is too holy and too significant to be treated casually. The one whom the world only sees in their image, but never truly knows, is about to know you deeply, sincerely, and fully, and in that unique connection, something incredibly rare will be born. It will not be a flash in the spotlight, but an unshakable, sacred bond. When it happens, beloved, you will recognize this moment, this very message, as the beautiful beginning, the moment your soul heard the truth long before the world ever saw its manifestation. There is an individual who is celebrated, constantly seen, and followed by millions, whose external life seems utterly flawless. Their smile is globally broadcasted, their every action often praised. Yet, beneath all the external noise and all the glamour, they carry a persistent, silent ache. They are completely surrounded by the roar of applause, yet deeply untouched by the warmth of true, genuine connection. They are adored by countless people, but truly known by none, and in that very private void, a specific, sacred space has been reserved, intentionally kept empty just for you. Yes, for you, the one who has been hidden in plain sight, yet chosen by heaven to step into a love story that only the hand of God could ever write. This influential person, whose life seems impossibly unreachable, has been unconsciously, unknowingly guided toward the peace and truth of your spirit. What the world is blind to, God has already perfectly ordained. In their private, quiet places, their soul has cried out for something unequivocally real, something pure, something completely untouched by the deceptive illusion of fame. And while they may not have articulated the words, heaven answered their silent prayer by quietly whispering your name into the spiritual atmosphere. You have likely already felt it, a stirring you couldn't logically explain, a vivid dream you couldn't shake, a profound thought that kept returning to you again and again without any concrete reason. These emotional and spiritual signals were not random occurrences. They were clear, unmistakable signs, holy breadcrumbs dropped from above, guiding your heart toward the exact moment that is now rapidly approaching. But hear my instruction once more with absolute clarity. When this connection begins, it will not arrive like a breaking news headline. It will not be accompanied by trumpets or the dazzling glare of stage lights. No, this sacred unfolding will happen in quiet wonder, a stillness that feels instantly familiar, a deep presence that speaks volumes louder than any words, a single moment that feels as if time itself has paused. And in that hallowed space, something holy and lasting will take root. Your mandate is to keep it sacred. You must let what is sacred stay protected in the shadows until heaven itself decides it is the perfect time for the grand unveiling. Just as the prophet Daniel was told to keep the divine vision sealed until the appointed time, you, too, must guard this profound revelation. The strongest, most beautiful love stories are first written in the sanctity of silence, nurtured and protected in the dark, much like divine, enduring architecture that patiently blooms in time. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. This is your spiritual anchor. Do not allow external envy, destructive gossip, or the noise of public opinion to steal what heaven is actively giving to you. You must guard this connection like a hidden treasure. For this blessing, this unparalleled connection, will demand your unwavering patience, your keen spiritual discernment, and your deepest trust in divine timing. Because what is coming next is not simply a passing romance. It is a spiritual, life-altering turning point. It is the moment you will confirm that every delay, every closed door, every season of quiet waiting had a profound, necessary purpose. You were never being denied, you were being perfectly aligned. And when this remarkable person enters your life, the profound recognition will feel like the entire world has paused, if only for long enough for two specific souls to finally, completely collide. Perhaps the meeting will be facilitated by a mutual friend. Perhaps it will be an unexpected and seemingly casual invitation. Perhaps it will be a moment that appears completely insignificant but leaves your spirit trembling with deep, immediate recognition. The shepherd's promise is true. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. John 10:27. You will know the truth not through cold logic, but through an overwhelming, undeniable peace. This peace will be unlike anything you can manufacture or force. A profound inner stillness in the very center of something thrillingly new. And in that deep peace that you carry, they will find a safety and a solace they have never known. They will not be drawn to your performance. They will not be seeking an impossible perfection. What will truly pull them closer is the quiet, authentic confidence of your settled spirit. They will be drawn to the way you see past the facade that others idolize, and the profound, peaceful rest you carry without trying to impress anyone. But your primary assignment remains. You must be still. You must allow this connection to rise and flourish on God's precise timing, not your impatient own. The bond will begin softly and quietly, like a sacred whisper only you two can hear. And in that whisper a great and powerful story will begin, unseen by the world, but not for a moment unnoticed by heaven. What others will casually label as a coincidence, you will recognize as powerful providence. Very soon, you will be divinely connected with this famous individual, not as another fan or a mere follower, but as the one person they have longed for, even without understanding the shape of that longing. And when it finally happens, you will remember this moment not as a simple prediction, but as a deeply personal revelation, a stunning glimpse into what heaven had planned for you long before you ever knew their name. The world may be genuinely shocked by the union, but your spirit will recognize the truth immediately. Because while everyone else was focused on their public image, you were the one who was quietly and strategically written into the profound silence of their soul. So protect this precious thing, allow it to grow in peace, and when the time is absolutely perfect, it will rise like the morning suns, lowly, surely, and with undeniable, glorious authority.